everybody. Welcome to Build Brunch, the daily morning show where we talk about the latest topics in pop culture. I'm Brittany Jones Cooper.
I'm Shannon Coffey.
I'm Allie Colbert.
And I'm Lucas Tim. Hi, everyone.
Today we're going to talk about Busy Phillips' emotional monologue and model Olivia Culpo calling out married couples for their not-so-smooth Instagram DMs. Plus, Real Housewife of Potomac, Monique Samuels, joins the table to discuss the most dramatic season yet. And later, Nina Davulori stops by to talk about her skincare line and other projects. But first, we have to say thank you to Executive Chef Jordan Frozine from Tin Corso Como Restaurant and Cafe for providing us with these classic Italian dishes for the table. Located in New York at 200 Front Street, Tin Corso Como Restaurant and Cafe is the destination for Italian specialties in New York City's Seaport District.
Wow.
This looks so good.
So
I don't
good.
even know where to
Oh,
start.
I know.
I wish yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to start here.
The pancetta. I'm going to try this.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a small bite because I know I'm about to talk.
Delicious.
Take a big bite because you have to talk.
Thank
So
you.
good.
Delicious.
Yum.
Oh my God.
Well, they still alive, damn it. Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is returning to Netflix for an interactive special set to release in 2020. Similar to Black Mirror's Bandersnatch, viewers will get to make choices and tell jokes on behalf of their favorite characters.
Ooh.
This is exciting.
Ooh, we got some cheers from the crowd.
Yeah, so we got some Kimmy Schmidt fans.
Well, first, I didn't watch Bandersnatch, so like, did you guys watch it?
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
Shannon got the most rare ending.
Yeah,
But how
I
does
don't
that work?
understand why I got that ending.
I got that ending too.
Oh, good. Oh,
Yeah.
Are we just?
We're special.
Oh.
But I also, after I got that ending, I tried like going back and watching all the different iterations of it, which I think is what's most fun to do about
Right.
stuff like this, is that like, because it's interactive, like you can like, I know you can make a day binging TV, but
Yeah.
it's like really fun to like go back and see what happens and like play with it, like it becomes a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question is, do you choose it at the beginning, or do you choose it like while it's happening, then it
Throughout.
pops up?
Wow.
Throw it
Yeah,
out.
it's
It's
so
like
cool.
it's like you have 5 seconds. Like, do you want the Fruit Loops or the Cheerios?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
And this is so cool. I'm a huge Kimmy Schmidt fan, clearly a huge Tina fan, Robert Carlock fan. So this is really exciting to kind of end the series, well, which you thought was already over, but coming back for this, as well as this is their first comedic interactive special. So
Yeah.
all the jokes they're gonna write. I
Yeah.
just can't even imagine how much work's gonna go into this one special. And it'll be fun to go back because Bandersnatch, I felt like it was just very dark. But with this
Yeah.
Kimmy Schmidt, it's just like every alternate ending most likely will be very funny. So it'll be a lot of laughs.
I
Yeah.
feel like Titus is gonna have he's probably given them so much material.
Right.
Like,
Hope he has a
okay.
wine line by the
Yeah,
end.
exactly.
You know, Pinot Noir.
It'd be really great if they played with the tone of the show. Also, like instead of just keeping it like, oh, alternate joke, like I would love it if they were like all of a sudden like this is a dark Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh.
You
Right.
like made a decision and like the color of the screen changes and it's like, oh my God, Kimmy's a goth. I don't
Right.
know.
I think
You
that
could
would
do anything.
I totally agree with you. I think that would be such a great idea instead of just being a place to just like showcase alts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Right.
like being able to like go down this avenue where like again, it's like the complete tonal change and like the beat. Like I think that's so great. I just repeated what
Well,
you
they-
said. I'm into it.
You're excited.
I'm glad.
And they did do that sliding doors episode in the final season where they show what life would have been like if Kimmy wasn't put in the bunker, in which it was a different tone show because the
Yeah.
characters didn't end up where we wanted them and loved them to be, for good or for bad. So I think that'd actually be interesting for them to write that kind
Yeah.
of different genre.
I think this is also a really smart thing for Netflix to do because people will engage in this, but I think they'll also go back and rewatch Kimmy Schmidt because it will like ignite this new love for the show. So I think this is just smart for them to get people back into their content because the first couple of seasons of Kimmy were really good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And the last one was really good too.
Yeah.
The other thing about doing this for a show like this, as opposed to Black Mirror, is like you have attachments to the characters, so being able to control what they do, it's more like, I mean, I know you guys aren't as big of a fan of Friends as I am, but being able to like control the fate of like your beloved like
Yeah.
kind of sitcom-y characters is so different to me than just being able to like direct a creepy Black Mirror.
Right.
You're right.
I agree.
You know, like you have so much
Like what
nostalgia
happened
attached to
if
these
like
guys.
Rachel didn't go back to Ross or whatever?
my
like
God.
you could chosen
No.
something different.
No,
and it
but
would
like
have been
that stuff is much more powerful with the emotional connection.
Oh yeah, 'cause
Right.
you're intimately connected to these characters, especially by season 4 or whatever. You know Kimmy.
Of course.
So like when you can change her destiny, that's huge.
I know, yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of scary.
I would just keep her in the bunker forever. I just be like, where's the option of just be like bunker life? Because those are always like my
Those
like,
are the
favorite
flashbacks.
The
scenes.
John Hamm scenes too
Yeah.
are always really fun.
I know how you played The Sims.
Yeah.
Delete the doors, delete the ladder. No calor. Okay. Busy Phillips recently opened up about having an abortion in her early teens on her show Busy Tonight. The actress and host said she felt compelled to share her personal experience after Georgia's heartbeat abortion bill was signed into law.
Wow. This is really moving.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
do we start with this one? I mean, that law is
Yeah.
A nightmare.
A nightmare.
A living
It is-
nightmare.
truly.
It is. Georgia is now the 4th state to enact a law like this. And this law says after 6 weeks of pregnancy, a woman can't get an abortion. That is before most women know they
Are pregnant.
are pregnant.
Yeah.
This is an example of what happens when voter suppression and people do not vote. If Stacey Abrams were the governor of Georgia right now, this would not be in law. And there's another law happening in Alabama right now, which is even more horrific, that'll put doctors in prison for 99 years if they give an abortion. What they're trying to do is pass laws to get the Supreme Court, because Donald Trump's Supreme Court will overturn Roe versus Wade. This is why it's important to vote, people, and you pick the most responsible choice, and you think about other people than yourself when you get in that election booth
Yeah.
and you vote.
It's
That's true.
scary because it's also like if a woman miscarries, that counts as
Yep.
an abortion. They can go to jail for miscarrying. So many women miscarry the first 3 times they get pregnant.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
something that anyone would choose.
Or can control.
And they
Yeah.
if they leave the state to get an abortion, they can face prison
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
This is a direct assault on the rights of women. And,
Yeah.
and I applaud Busy for using her platform, which is not, her show has not been very political, to be very honest and make the statement, remind people these are people's lives. This is
Yeah.
women's health.
And again, she makes the point, which we all know, that women, if their back is against the wall, they're going to do what they need to
Yep.
do. So women will find a ways to get abortions if that's what they feel is best for them in that moment. And what we want to do is provide safe abortions. So
Yeah.
taking away this option could be really detrimental to the health of a lot of women. And that's really what she was saying. She was like, I was 15. I was in a moment where me and my mom decided this is what I needed to do for me. And look at this life I've been able to build afterwards. Look at the family I have now. It was the best thing for me in the time. And I think it was so important to have a face on that, because a lot of people like to make people like a villain.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we know women who have had abortions.
Absolutely.
You know?
Statistically, 1 in 4 women will
Yeah.
have an abortion. And Busy remarked, she was like, and some of you are probably saying to yourself, I don't know a woman who has. And it's like, well, you
They
know
do.
me. And also, there are probably plenty of women in your life who you just do not know about.
Right.
So I think bringing
Absolutely.
light to that is really important.
And if they really wanted to protect life, let's talk about the maternal mortality rate, which among women of color, it's 40 out of 100,000 black women are dying giving birth, and I think it's 18 overall women. I mean, there's other issues we can tackle to protect life than versus
Absolutely.
this. But this kind of gets looking at late night politics and late night. Clearly, in the past 3 years, we've seen that. I applaud, Jimmy Kimmel when he spoke about his son's health problems and why healthcare is so important. I think these late night hosts are becoming these figures to speak truth to power in a way of sharing their own perspective, their own stories, to educate mass audiences. Be like, okay, if they're going through this, then let me open my mind.
It's such a fine line, but I do think when the host has a personal tie, a
Mm-hmm.
personal story, it helps so much more than them just kind of like preaching.
Yeah. Right.
You know, when Jimmy Kimmel is able to be like, this is my son. These are the trials we went through. If I didn't have my wealth, my son probably would have died. There's so many Americans who are struggling. That's like the perfect example, I think, of how you can use your platform for like a wider message.
Totally, and we're applauding Busy for saying that she had an abortion. There's a reason why we haven't heard any of the Jimmys say that they've had an abortion. It's because she's the only woman that we
Yeah.
see on
Right.
television.
Yeah.
So maybe if we had more women in late night, like Lily Singh coming to late night, we would
Yes.
hear more stories of sort of just like
Right.
the female journey.
And yeah, and Samantha Bee is now the only woman on cable TV, on regular TV, hosting a political show, and her show is more of a political story, and you get the Samantha Bee feminist perspective. I love it.
Yeah.
But losing Busy, which is a very personality-based show, you're losing that honest perspective of one's point of view. So
Yeah.
I'm bummed about that.
So yeah, her show has been canceled, and I think we all just hope it gets picked up somewhere else, right?
It could. I hope
Yeah.
like Hulu or someone like that
Yeah,
picks it
like
up, right?
or Netflix even.
Right.
I mean, you remember Chelsea Handler's show was on Netflix for like I
Those
think 2
shows-
seasons.
These late night shows, though, they struggle so hard on
They
like
do.
Netflix, Hulu.
Right.
Most times that I see network show, like late night shows, those are YouTube clips I see
Right.
Yeah.
that are on my feed. So I'm never like seeking this stuff out on Netflix or Hulu. I don't know. I can't see shows like really thriving
I
in that
think
space.
that's
That's
why
a
I
good
think
point.
that's
Good
what I think weekly late night shows that are appointment TV, like John Oliver still does pretty well. Samantha Bee does well for TBS and does well, but those are once a week shows that
Yeah.
people tune into. 5 nights a week is not the way late night's going anymore. Like The Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj on Netflix,
Yeah.
great show, very different, once a week, and not even on all the time. Like that's the way it kind
It's
of should
never
be.
on and it works.
It's never on, and people love it. People love it so much.
What do
Yeah.
you think about Lily Singh going? She's going from YouTube to network, which is an interesting jump. It's a huge jump.
Yeah, I'm fascinated by
that's
it.
insane.
Yeah. I don't know if it's, I mean, she's so successful on YouTube and network is sort of like dying.
Yeah,
But it's,
and it's on at 1:30 a.m. It's taking over Carson Daly.
Yeah.
I just don't understand like what. I'm so happy for her. It's
Yeah.
great, but like, what is like the thought of like so she's like 12 million subscribers, right? Are they gonna now tune in at 1:30 a.m.? Is that what NBC's thinking? These young people stay up that
yeah,
late?
I don't know.
Yeah,
These
maybe.
young people
I
stay
mean,
up
I'm
late.
sure they're trying to go that route of like clipping things out
Totally.
from YouTube
Okay,
because that's
yeah.
really gonna be where they're getting their views. I really just hope that again, like talk about the late night like format and how it gets kind of like stuffy. I hope that Lily can like bring some life to it. She's such a good character actress that I just think it would be really awesome if she kind of found a way to like flip it on its head.
Well, they did say she's going to do some sketches, right? So it'll be
Yeah.
some sketches and interviews. So hopefully she does kind of bring that YouTube love over to network. And
Well,
kind of
I mean,
switch it
I'm
up a little
sure
bit.
she will. I can't imagine her in like a stiff
No.
Right.
format at 1:30 a.m. Like
Yeah.
she's gonna be chilling, playing
It's
Uno.
just so hard to say because so many times I'm like, you'll be like, yeah, oh my God, this awesome comedian got this opportunity. It's gonna be so different and fun, and it's gonna be them. And then they hit the fucking,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know, NBC, and then they're like, this is me at a desk, and these are my opinions that were pre-written for me by like idiots.
Yeah, they
And
come
it's
out,
like-
they hit the monologue mark, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Right. It's
So
not who you
I
are.
mean, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was even a big deal when Seth Meyers stopped doing the walkout
Yeah.
monologue thing because like
Yeah.
that wasn't working for him. I'm gonna stay behind the desk. I'm good here. People like me
Yeah.
here. But it's also, you know, speaking of talk shows, Ellen DeGeneres is kind of the reigning queen of it. She recently just came out saying, you know, clearly she's
She's gay.
She's gay. Ellen,
Nice.
guys,
Yeah.
did you know Ellen's
You will
gay?
not
She's
believe
gay.
it.
You
She's
will not.
gay.
She's gay. But
wild.
she just came out saying that she is going to be involved in 2020 election, but not on her show. What do you think about that for Ellen?
Boo! I think it's just like, I don't understand. Like, it's so safe. It's such a privilege for her to just sit back now and be like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna get. Like, she could reach so many people. It's so frustrating. I'm just like, either get political or don't. Just don't be like, I'm gonna get political on my personal time in my bedroom.
I completely agree, and like I know some of you are gonna disagree with me for this, but that's the reason why I just like love and accept Jimmy Fallon for being Jimmy Fallon. Is just like he is that. That's how he is. He's
Right.
fun. He plays his
Right.
games. He's not then on the campaign trail. Ellen, as a lesbian woman who's done so much for the LGBT community, to say she's gonna be super active beyond her show is so freaking weird to me.
Right. Well, speaking
Why
of,
are you doing that?
Speaking of which, because in past elections, you know, in 2008 she had McCain and Barack Obama, and of course 2016 she had Hillary on multiple times. So she has been someone who's been political and not afraid to bring those discussions
She just
to.
had Buttigieg on.
And had Pete Buttigieg on, and she said she has a candidate she likes. She's not ready to choose it, whatever. I mean, Ellen, you're not. I love Ellen, but I know she's the kingmaker of presidential candidates. But I do like her opinion, and I value that. And I always love when she had this on because she's watched by a lot of people who don't agree politically with her. So I think she has
Right.
opportunity to expand minds and bring new ideas to a large population of America.
Again, I don't want her to use it as a soapbox, but I would love if she chose an issue or a topic to speak out on her show, maybe something in the LGBTQ community, and then assign a candidate to that and say why she's supporting it. I don't think that she's going to be able to leave it completely separate.
Right.
If she's so active outside of work, some of that will bleed into the show, and she'll probably just make it issue-based instead of like bashing Trump. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
I
that's
don't
what
want
she,
her- that's-
and maybe that's what
Yeah.
she
No,
means.
she's not gonna do that. I mean, I feel
Yeah.
like if she just, even her speaking more about like her identity, it becomes inherently political
Yeah.
in this landscape.
Yeah.
So just shining a light on that is,
Also,
I mean, I don't know, maybe she feels like she already does that.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just her commitment to love and kindness is
Yeah.
inherently political in today's age, which is sad. So I think if she just more promotes that, as well as what Brittany was saying, issues she cares about, I think she could make a difference.
Yeah, I think that's the route she'll go.
I
But
mean-
she did have Buttigieg on, and I think
Yeah.
she'll continue to have.
As long as she doesn't have Hillary Clinton
You guys,
dabbing
she had
again.
Buttigieg on, so she's good.
Yeah, that's it.
Anyway, well, now it's time for our first guest. Monique Samuels is one of the stars of Bravo's The Real Housewives of Potomac, which just returned for a wild and dramatic 4th season. Take a look.
This season on The Real Housewives of Potomac.
On your mark. Get set. Go! Woo!
Creole Queen is back in New Orleans.
Love in, bad energy out.
This is your baby.
Look at her little
Look at the baby, Christopher.
Everybody has to be nice to the pregnant woman.
Monique.
This is ridiculous. I miss my parents.
Karen's on Instagram Live right now.
She's grieving.
Stay in your place. Do you get that? Now that was a wig shifting moment.
I remember hearing, yeah, I would suck his dick.
Boundaries.
I'll drag you, pregnant and all. Oh, you gonna drag me now?
Chris!
my water just broke.
This is way too soon.
Oh my God.
Everyone, please give a warm Bill Brunch welcome to Monique Samuels. Monique, I'm so excited you're here because number one, I'm a huge Real Housewives fan.
Oh,
but number two, I'm from Washington, D.C.
Really?
So you're from the D.C. area, Potomac. I have many friends who grew up there. So
Wow.
it's fun to have you representing the D.C. area here.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
So this is your third season on Real Housewives of Potomac. You
Yes,
joined
it
in
is.
season 2. I watched the premiere last week. Wow. How does it feel? You know, season 4, like the show's big, it's growing. How does it feel to now be in your 4th season?
It feels pretty good, and I actually enjoyed doing season 4. I took a little break from the drama maybe for a split second, but it was nice being pregnant and being on the show because I felt as though people would leave me alone.
Right.
But that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Well,
Wrong.
Speaking of the drama, so next episode kind of teases you're gonna apologize to Giselle.
Yeah.
We've been watching you and Giselle. Wow, a lot of fireworks between that. Can you tease of any, this changing of relationships, maybe changing of alliances? Sorry to get Game of Thrones there, but like, are we gonna see some shifting relationships happening?
You're going to see a lot of shifts. If it's in the direction that you're thinking, I don't know. We'll see. You know how things go. It'll last for a moment, and then here comes something else.
Yeah.
So really what I wanted to do was apologize to Sherman and Giselle at the same time. But you'll see as you watch the previews, he was a little ghost. But I still did because at the end of the day, it was what I should have done.
Right.
So I wanted to be the bigger person. I'm getting tired of being a bigger person, though.
I can feel that.
Yeah, after a while, it gets a little bit draining. It's like,
Right.
all right, I need other people to step up to the plate, too.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works.
The high
All
road
be
gets
big
backed
people.
up.
Yeah.
When they go low, we go high. It gets exhausting a little bit. You have an interesting story. You grew up in New Jersey. You got an academic scholarship to college. Then you moved to DC for music.
Yeah.
Then you met your husband,
Yeah.
Chris Samuels, who played for the Washington Redskins. We know and love him. And now you're on reality TV. Could you ever imagine now being part of the Real Housewives franchise and this fame,
I never would have imagined it. First of all, me and my husband are actually very private people. So all of our family and friends were totally shocked when we told them we were going to be on a reality TV show.
Right.
They were like, that's the complete opposite of what y'all do. But I've always been a fan of the Real Housewives franchise.
What's
I've
your
been
favorite?
watching. My favorite's Atlanta.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I love Atlanta. I love Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
I love New York. I actually watch all of them, but I most consistently watch Atlanta and Beverly Hills and now Dallas.
Right.
So, yeah.
Do you think that helped you going on the show, watching now the successful, like the ones that came before you?
You know, to be honest, I don't really think there's anything about watching the show that will actually help you and
Right.
prepare you for being on it. I was totally shocked once I actually went through the process, realized how much work it is, and then just knowing that, like, they're capturing every moment. You don't know what's going to stick and what's going to air and what's not going to air. And thank God some of the things that I've done that I wouldn't want to have on TV, they didn't put out there.
Thank you, Bravo. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you. But yeah, you're totally being an open book. And to me, that's the best thing to be, is just be yourself, completely and truly. And people will judge and see, and they can tell who's real and who's faking it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of that honesty, you decided to share your pregnancy on the show.
Yeah.
Your third baby.
Yes.
So what was that like watching back those moments of like the highs and lows of being pregnant?
Oh my God, it makes me not want to do it again. But there are moments where it's just like, oh, I love the fact that my kids were like all over my stomach and they were just watching me grow and they were anticipating the baby come. And then now that I have him, and it's been such a fun experience, and I do love the fact that I can actually look back on it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, like when my husband keeps asking for number 4, I can be like, remember
this?
moment? Remember
Just
when you
press
had
play.
to serve me and wait on me all day long?
But did that make dealing with the drama from the women harder?
It did.
Yeah,
it
right?
did. It was a lot harder because I honestly did not have the energy for it.
Right.
Even when y'all saw like snippets of me and Giselle trying to have the whole apology talk, and I'm literally giving you an apology, and you're still trying to argue with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I literally have no energy for this. I don't have energy for you right now. Just take my apology and keep it chucking.
Right.
Right.
Please. Can you put that on a T-shirt, please?
Right. Please leave me alone.
There was also an alluding to a 911 call this
Yeah.
season. So
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about what that's about?
That was very hard on my husband.
Yeah.
Because I was just saying the other day, it's like sometimes your husband or whomever, they forget all of the steps and phases of pregnancy, and all he knew was it's too soon. So it was a very scary moment for him. And but we got through it. We were able to get through it, and y'all are able to see how it all unfolds.
Can't wait to watch.
And,
Yes.
and you have an iconic line, everyone has to be nice to the pregnant woman.
Yeah.
So tell us what was going through your mind, what was happening when that was said?
I was just excited about being pregnant, and they couldn't mess with me this year.
Right.
I was like, you know what? This is the year I get a break. I'm pregnant. Everybody's gonna be nice to me. Y'all know what I've been through. And no. It was like, no, you
People
don't
look
get
at me weird when I say that because I'm not pregnant.
Yeah.
And in honor of Mother's Day this weekend, what are some of your favorite parts about being a mom? Do you have any fun stories with the kids recently?
Oh my goodness. My kids, they are now correcting me when I speak. So that's hilarious.
Right.
And then they're learning different languages, which I love. You know, my son just learned, both of my kids, they're learning Portuguese, they're learning Spanish, they're learning Korean. And they like to point out the fact that I don't know what they're saying. So, and I'm like, they're 6 and 3, and it's funny. And they love baby Chase. They are like obsessed with him. They wake up, they want to see his face, they want to kiss him and hug him.
That's so
So I love that they love each other like this, because I don't remember me and my siblings liking each other that much, that young. So I'm very grateful.
And just hope to keep it going.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cross your
Oh
fingers.
my goodness. They're cute when they're cute, and when they're not cute, like you're not cute.
When they're
Like, sit down.
teenagers, they may be speaking Korean to you, talking off you, like, what did you say to me?
Cussing you out in Korean.
Like, yeah.
It's crazy.
The two spots are good.
Oh my God. But yeah, I'm very grateful. I love being a mom. They just make me smile. And I love that having kids, it's almost like mile markers. It's
Right.
like I can date back to when my son was 1, and I automatically remember what was going on in that time. Before him, in my 20s, all I remember is partying, being out till 6 in the morning, and I can't do that anymore.
That's me.
Right, that's the fun times.
And speaking of being a mom, you're using all that experience to create a website called
Yes.
Not for Lazy Moms, and
Yes.
also a podcast by the same name.
Yes.
So tell us more about that.
Oh, what I do love is the fact that it's been a while since I had a baby, and now I'm remembering all of the things that I went through, and I'm able to share that once again with the people that listen. A lot of people that listen to the podcast are first-time moms, and some of them don't even have kids, but they want to.
That's
So
smart.
they're getting all of the tips. I have so many people come up to me, and they're like, oh, you're preparing me for when that time comes and I'm a mom, I'm gonna know exactly what to do. So I love having that experience and just putting it on the website and in the podcast.
I love that. And we all know you're a big Game of Thrones fan.
Yes.
You're tweeting.
Your
you're gonna,
tweets.
Yeah.
I felt for you.
Yeah, so we're obviously big fans too. Do you have
Yeah.
any predictions? What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, I think that Jamie is gonna kill Cersei.
Yeah.
That's a prediction.
That's what I think.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
He's going back for a reason.
Oh my God. And
I thought it
think-
was to have sex.
Maybe that. Hey, not mutually exclusive in Game of Thrones.
I think the foreplay and then the murder.
Got
The
it,
Lady
got
of Tarth definitely thought he was leaving her, but I'm like, I think that he's coming back for her. I think he had to go handle
Oh, see, I think
some
she's going to
business.
follow him. I think
might.
she's going to end
She's
up in
not so
King's Landing.
desperate.
But she might,
good.
she's afraid for his life. All I know is
Yeah.
Daenerys and Jon, that is not going to be
Yeah.
good after this week.
Oh my God. So apparently he is not down for the family business like Jamie is.
Yeah, no, he's not.
He was like, you're my auntie.
Well, Monique, thank you so much for joining us. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
You can catch Real Housewives of Potomac Season 4 on Sundays at 9, 8 Central, only on Bravo.
Well, in a recent appearance on the Jenny McCarthy Show, actress and model Olivia Culpo called out multiple married celebrities for sliding into her DMs. Take a look.
Oh my God, you guys, you know how many people I want to just out? Nothing irks me more than when someone slides in my DMs. First of all, that's my #1 red flag that I'm never going to date you. And
Thank
second
God.
of all, if you have a girlfriend or a wife and you are sliding in my DMs, I am going to put you on blast.
Doesn't it make you so
I really
uncomfortable?
want to do it. I really want to like screen cap all of them and just be like, hey, all of you guys, tell your wives that they need to leave.
And we're talking about like sometimes famous people, correct?
Very famous.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm just like, ugh, I'm offended that you think that I would even take the bait.
Ooh. This happens,
Wow.
guys.
That is gross.
This happened.
This
Very
happens.
gross.
F you, man.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, you're not so fucking smart, okay? But also, I'm so annoyed because, like, Olivia was just, like, talking about how, like, she won't stand for it and she's gonna put them on blast and then, like,
Do it.
didn't put them on blast. And I was like, well, either do it or don't. Like,
Right.
don't say... She's like, oh, I won't stand for this. And if you slide into my DMs, I'm gonna call you out. And I wish I could say their names, but I'm gonna protect these men I barely know.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck is up
Maybe
with
she
that?
meant from now going forward.
No, come on, that's bullshit. Like,
No, I agree. If you're gonna say that and do it.
obviously, in this situation, who am I gonna attack? The woman.
I mean, until she releases those names, I think every woman in Hollywood needs to step away from a man if she's in a relationship with him.
Right.
She just needs to like break him off, throw him away, and be like, we don't know. So all men are bad now.
Well, yeah, I agree. They are. I agree myself, but I think it's just weird that like she's by not doing this, they're allowing this like unspoken code that these famous men can do this to their wives or girlfriends, and it's so.
Trust me, not just famous
Yeah, I was gonna say,
men.
I was like,
famous men.
I was like, it's
all
There's
men.
like famous men everywhere, ladies. They're doing this.
Yeah. Like
No,
they're
all
doing
dudes are
it.
being pieces of shit. Sorry, women too. This is micro cheating. Do you think this is? Would you break up with someone who's doing this?
Oh,
Very
100%.
mad.
Because the only way reason it's not cheating is because she's not responding back. If she responded back, he would be more than game to do it. So for me, that's cheating because you're like trying to cheat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think
100%.
that's- Yeah.
I know, but some people don't even qualify this as like. I mean, I don't know.
I look at the intention. I look at what's in your heart when you're sending that
Right.
message.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's unbelievably good looking. I understand the desire, but it's just like it's so.
Yeah, but like before, okay, like if you're married and you want to DM a celebrity
Right.
and be like, let me show you my penis, why don't you take a beat and be like, maybe I should talk to my wife about how I don't want to be with her right now.
Agreed.
Like, I don't know. It's so easy to communicate with people. I don't understand why you have to be so shady all the time.
Right.
Like, people get so greedy. I'm like, listen, you can't have all the genitals, okay?
Right.
You can't just like be sucking on everybody's body parts 24/7. Be
Yeah.
chill. You made a commitment. Be responsible.
Yeah, I think it's so many people are in relationships that they don't want to be in and truly can't find the tools to get themselves out. Whether
Yeah.
they're in that relationship for comfort, dependency,
Totally.
and they tell themselves a million stories about why they can't leave that relationship.
No, I agree with you. I'm just looking at your relationship.
No, I just think like all these dudes, like they get married, they have kids, and then they're like, I don't know why I did this, and they just like play around, and it's like, be smart.
Yeah.
Fucking wise up.
Yeah.
Do you think people should be looking in their partner's DMs then? Or should you
No.
trust your partner?
Hopefully you trust your partner,
Yeah,
but
I don't
I
think
don't
you
have time
can
to
like
look at my partner's DMs. I can't look at my own fucking DMs.
Now
Right.
we're little mommies being like, okay, show me your phone. Oh, make sure you're not cheating on me. Just don't cheat, you idiot.
Right.
I'm so tired that now we have to watch you. Like it's our responsibility to make
Yes.
sure you don't cheat. No, you're your own fucking person. If you have no integrity, that's your problem.
But also, trust me.
I'm clapping for that.
Sorry, oh, thank you.
I think it's a good point because I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not looking in your. Just don't cheat on me.
Dude, but also like other shit's going on. Like this is not the only thing that's happening that like is a red flag. Like
Right.
Yeah.
everything else is going on. There's a reason you guys haven't touched each other in 2 years. You know what I mean? Like there's something going on.
But
I don't
people
know.
are so thirsty on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like either it's in their DMs or their
People
posts.
are really thirsty on Instagram.
Lucas?
Oh,
why are you looking at why are you
yeah.
looking at me? Am I
Well,
I
no.
thirsty? Did I
Did
post
you
it?
guys see that? Well, you are the thirstiest
You are so
person, but there
thirsty on
might be
Instagram.
someone who recently posted who's a little bit thirstier than you.
Who?
You guys see that Nick Jonas post?
Oh.
Yeah, I think this is a little thirstier than me because
This is not thirstier than you.
I'm more upfront about it. I posted a topless picture of myself or whatever. and
Multiple.
Yeah.
Or
Sometimes-
whatever.
Not even
Yeah.
compared to other people. I'm not even the top like 2% of
You're
people.
comparing yourself
I
to
don't
like
There's much thirstier people.
Much
than me.
thirstier
Yeah,
people.
but okay, it is very like aggressive thirst when I'm like scrolling and then like all of a sudden your nipples are like breaking through the glass on my phone and it's like 3D
Well, that's
and
how
I'm
I
like,
thought
oh
my
my
nipples
god.
are strong. Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
can't just
sometimes-
post Hillary Clinton
But those
pictures all
are-
day.
I'm
Okay.
I'm not complaining.
no, that's fine. Yeah, that's
I'm just
fine. But like,
saying.
let's not pretend it's not.
No, it is thirstier, and
Yeah.
I admit
There's
it. I
nothing
admit.
subtle about
No.
the topless photos you post.
But I don't pretend it's subtle.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's great.
That's the thing.
Right.
I think
I
they're
just want to let
pretending.
you know that my entire family follows you on Instagram,
Yeah.
and I don't know, the copies might be trying to bone you. That's weird.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm fine with that.
I personally like the photos.
Yeah, Brittany,
I always
Brittany's
love that.
always what Brittany said are always some of the first
Oh,
likes.
I'm always, and I'm like, fire sign, fire sign.
Yeah, Brittany's always
smiley
like,
face.
it's like okay.
This is less of a thirst trap to me. It's more of like a joke, and her comment makes it a joke between the two of them. This
Right.
isn't for him to get girls to DM him. You
True.
don't
Oh
see him.
no,
in this
yeah,
photo.
no, I don't think
True.
this photo is for other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for them.
But it's supposed to joke that his penis is large, right?
Yep. We
Which I
got.
don't-
I mean, okay.
Which I don't know if I buy.
I don't get it. Wait, can you explain that to me?
Did you really find the need to spell that out?
Maybe some people didn't pick up on what they were. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Just want to explain it.
Sometimes penises can be big, sometimes they're just not. That's okay, let them be what they are. All penises can rock.
Yeah.
I was inspired.
I had a chorus.
Okay.
So call the cops.
Call the cops. 911, call the cops.
Call the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops about these cocks.
Woo!
Wow.
This show we talked about abortion rights to penises. I love Bill Brunch.
Oh, I love Bill Brunch. Now it's time for our next guest. Nina Duvalluri is an acclaimed host, speaker, advocate, and entrepreneur who first gained international recognition by becoming the first Indian American and South Asian to be crowned Miss America 2014. Today, she joins us to talk about her skincare line, female empowerment, and everything in between. Please give a warm Bill Brunch welcome for Nina Duvalluri.
Hi, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Hi, so nice. I love you guys. I watch you guys all the time. I am super excited to just hang out and chit chat. So this is really fun for me.
Wow, that's so nice of you.
I mean, anytime you want to freestyle sing with us about male anatomy, you know what
I mean? My sister's a urologist.
God, you would bring so much to the table.
I think she would, but
Well, Nina, we're so happy to have you here today, and especially to talk about your new skincare line called Ronnie. So can you tell us about why you wanted to start this now?
Oh my goodness. This has been kind of on a dream of mine for a little while, but I think what's interesting is that I won Miss America in 2014, and that was really the peak of when I like to say the influencer bubble kind of started taking off, and it was a really interesting time for Instagram. And so for me, I recognized, I was having kind of these brands reach out, and it felt very inauthentic to post a discount code or, something about things that I wasn't using. And frankly, that's just wasn't the goal of mine, was to do that. And if I was going to do something, I remember from the beginning I said, if I really want to do something, I want it to be something that I really believe in and love and have put my heart and soul into. And this is, I think, being an entrepreneur and being a startup is the only way at this point in time in my life I can equate to having a child, because I don't have children. But you hope, you put your heart and soul into it, and you just hope that people love it as much as you do. And unless you really have that and believe in something, I just couldn't actively talk about it, because I think that's what really makes or breaks a brand.
Gotcha. So the name of Ronnie, where does that come from, and what is the inspiration? Am I saying it right?
Yes, you are. I love it. So Rani in Hindi means queen. So there's a little play off of the Miss America.
Love it.
But more importantly, really honoring the queens in our lives. Our mothers, our sisters, our aunts, our friends, the women that inspire us to do better every single day. And so that was really the impetus, and our mission was built around female empowerment. And so integrating that into the brand.
Yeah.
I love that. And can you tell us how it's so important to you you speak a lot about self-love and owning your true identity. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I think it was something I really struggled with, especially, growing up as a South Asian. I was oftentimes the only Indian girl in my classes. I grew up in Oklahoma, predominantly white, conservative town. A lot of people, people would always ask me what tribe I was in, and I was like, I don't know. So I was a little conflicted. I was like, wait, am I Indian or Native American? They asked what the red dot means. Do you worship cows? Your house smells like curry, which is kind of true to this day. But I realized that so many of these remarks weren't necessarily meant to be malicious, but really simply due to the fact of ignorance. And so I think this self-love, there was just a point in time in middle school where everyone hates their lives, and we've all been through there.
Yep.
And I just remember so badly wishing that I was white, just so badly wanting to be blonde hair, blue-eyed, and wanting to shed my skin. And I think recognizing that there is so much more, that we're so much more than that, and being able to have this representation for not only myself, but other South Asian young women to see this and embrace your identity and self-love is really what this has been about.
Wow.
I love that. And what are some lessons that you've learned when you launched Avrani, and that you could maybe give advice to other women who are trying to be entrepreneurs?
Oh my goodness, so many things. But I think the biggest thing is that first and foremost, you have to believe in what you're doing at baseline, but also there's never the right time. I think in general, I think as women, we're always saying, okay, well maybe at this time, and you think once or twice about an idea, or 3, 4, 50, 500 times, whereas there's other people out there will just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna do it. And they don't even think twice about it. And so if you have an idea and you believe in it, go for it, because there will never be the right time. You just have to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And in addition to your skincare line, you're working on a documentary that challenges the global skin lightening industry.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Oh, I'm so excited about this because this is the first time I'm being able to announce this project. So I'm so
yay.
glad that it's with you guys.
Thank you.
Yes. I'm so excited about this. It's called Complexion, and one of the issues that I had dealt with is the skin lightening industry, which is a $1 billion global industry using toxic chemicals and bleaching creams to promote the lighter skin you are, the more beautiful you're considered. And that's a beauty standard that exists in America, or in Asia, but also in Africa and many East Asian countries as well throughout the world. I remember in 3rd grade, I went to my dermatologist because I had a patch of eczema on my skin, and he gave me a cream for it. And I said, do you have a cream that will make me lighter? The morning after I won Miss America, the headlines in the Indian newspapers was, is Miss America too dark to be Miss India? And I said, well, first of all, I didn't want to be Miss India, but thank you for that. And so this perpetuating stereotype exists, and it translates to socioeconomic status for women in terms of education, their jobs, and it's just been a huge barrier. So I'm just so excited to finally shed a light on this and be able to talk about this because we're so much more than that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm so moved by like your honesty and the stories you're sharing. Even right now, I find them they're so touching.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing such important work. You also work to help women be more empowered in the workplace. So can you share some tips for women out there watching about how to like really achieve their all?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is to ask questions because our male counterparts never even think to ask a question if they have one. So especially when I'm talking with younger girls or even people my own age, I'll say, the next time you have a question, just go up and ask. Yeah. You're not stupid. Like we all have questions and it's going to only make you better in your field and your career because at the end of the day, all of us should continue to want to learn and grow, and the only way that we're ever going to be able to do that, no matter what we're doing, is to actively engage and ask those questions.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I remember when you were crowned in 2014. It was a really big deal. You were the first.
I still can't believe it happened.
I know.
It's very weird.
It's incredible because you were the first Indian American woman to be crowned Miss America, and with that comes an unbelievable amount of prestige and this huge platform, but also responsibility. And I imagine being a woman of color, the pressure is overwhelming. How did you both accept the platform and use it to promote your causes, as well as deal with this pressure that white people do not have to deal with?
Yeah. I went in wanting to be the first, Indian American Miss America. And I remember I'd competed for Miss New York twice, and the first time I didn't win. And I went back to my judges and I said, what can I do better? Do you have any feedback? And I got a mixed reaction. Some people said, you're too Indian. Be more American. Miss America's just not ready for someone like you. Change your talent. I did a Bollywood dance and I'm a dancer and singer and I love it. And I thought, well, maybe I should just go back to singing if I really want to win. And then finally, I said, you know what? I'm going to let go of all of this because if I'm going to win, it has to be in my way and in my terms. And at the end of the day, I will always say, no matter what type of success that you get, I think the pressure that you're alluding to is that no matter what, you have to be able to lay your head on your pillow at night and know that you have represented yourself to the best of who you are. And that's what I try to lead by. And I think that's what kind of that gut instinct is what drives us.
And since 2014, women have made headways. We have Senator Kamala Harris, who's an Indian American woman, a woman of color running for president. Have you seen a progression that women of color, Indian women, are being accepted more in the beauty industry, in politics, entertainment?
Absolutely, and I'm so excited because I've been kind of on this tour for 5 years now, kind of being in the speaker advocacy space. And as I started off, I said, I think our generation, myself included, has some sort of apathy for what is going on in the world around us. And I'm so happy to say that 5 years ago, that statement is not true because I think we're finally a generation where, as millennials, we understand that our voices matter. We understand that a Facebook post or an Instagram post isn't enough. We are taking action, and we see people actively running and being able to say, you know what, I can do this, and believing that they can do this. And it's happening now, so it's a really exciting time.
So when can we announce your presidential campaign?
Yeah.
Can I work on it?
Maybe in like 20 years.
Okay,
like,
calm.
there's other things I'll do in the meantime.
Press secretary, I call
Yeah.
press secretary. Well, Nina, it's not every day that we have a Miss America here, and we'll never get to be in the pageants ourselves, and so we wanted to kind of relive a moment today. We know the question portion is always a really important part of the pageant, so we're hoping that you'll ask each of us a question, and then you'll have to crown one of us Miss Build Brunch.
This is so amazing. I am so honored to do this.
Okay.
I cannot wait.
Okay,
So
I'm gonna go
I am ready with some questions.
Okay.
If you guys are ready.
I'm ready.
All right. So if you're gonna go first. Yes. Cue music. All right. Do you have any guilty pleasures that no one knows about that you do while you're at home?
Thank you for your question. That was a really great question. Really important. Yeah, when I'm home, I really just love to relax and do things that improve myself. And so my favorite thing in the world is to make saltines with peanut butter and jelly, and then watch Spanish language shows on Telemundo so I can improve my Spanish skills. I think that's just really important to always be improving, even in my downtime.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you, contestant number 1.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
I want to say really quick, I support all my other fellow contestants, and I'm just so happy to be here. I really don't care about winning. I'm just glad to be alive.
Awesome.
All right, so if you had to pick another host to win the Miss Build Brunch, who would you choose and why?
Well, I think you all know that I've been really loud about being all about gender equality, and I think it would be great to have for the very first time a male Miss Brunch.
Wow.
I think Lucas's nipples are so prominent, and I think that, sometimes people are like, free the nipple, but what if we make the male nipple a female nipple, and what if we just say, excuse my language, but we can curse, fuck the binary.
Amazing. All right, contestant number 3. What are your hidden talents? And can you show us them?
Thank you so much for that. Unfortunately, I don't think life is about having hidden talents. I think if you have talents, it's your duty as Miss America, as a civilian, as Miss Brunch, to share those talents to better the world. I'm not double jointed. There's nothing I hide. But I do smoke weed sometimes. And I hide that.
All right. All right, and finally, contestant number 4. If you had a genie and could make 3 wishes, what would those 3 wishes be?
Thank you so much for that question. I've actually thought about this a lot.
I've actually thought about it.
First, I would ask to go back in time to 2015 and tell Hillary Clinton to not use a private email server. That would solve a lot of problems. Second wish, I would love to stop climate change. I believe it's destroying the world.
Yes.
And the third wish, I would love to have unlimited cheesecake. And I would share it with all my friends, all of you out there.
All right, so now you have to choose.
Okay, well, so this was really tough because everyone was so great and qualified, and I know all of you would do such a wonderful job in this role.
Oh my God.
But there can only be one, and I think for me, the way to my heart is food, and climate change. So, Lucas! You are the winner!
I promise at Bitch Brunch that I will help all my brunchies out there. Oh my God, thanks so much.
Of course the white man.
Yeah, of course there's a white man.
Women here.
Thank you so much.
Well, Nina, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And you can shop the Avrani line by visiting www.avrani.com and learn more about Nina at www.nina.uvaluri.com. That's all of us. We'll see you on Monday, same time, same table.
Goodbye.
Oh my God.